Lesson 91, making graphs and solving equations of circles. Alrighty then. So the formula of a circle, which you guys learned last year, but I don't remember if you remember. No, I don't remember. I don't know if you remember. You take, it's the radius squared is equal to x minus h quantity squared plus y minus k quantity squared. And h, k is the center of the circle. That's where you're going to find the center. And r would be the radius of the circle. So if I had, if I was asked to sketch the graph of this circle, x squared plus y squared equals 36. Since there is nothing added or subtracted from the x and y, my center is 0, 0. And the radius would be 6. So if we were to graph it, and we're going to count by 6s, make it a lot easier. Our center's at 0, 0, so we just go out 6 in, on each point of the compass, and then just draw a circle around, and that would be the graph of the circle. Now, if you wanted to graph on a graphing calculator the circle, so you have to solve for y in order to do that. So if we have x squared plus y squared equals 20, we're going to solve for y. So we're going to subtract x squared, so y squared equals 20 minus x squared. Then you have to remember that when you take the square root of both sides, you get a plus minus here. So y is the equals the positive and negative 20 minus x squared. If you just do the positive, then you only get half the circle. So you have to remember you're going to graph, you'll have two different graphs. You'll do a positive one and a negative one. And our graphing calculators, they don't connect it. It'll show like an opening there, which I don't really like. There are like the newer calculators. I don't know if yours will do it, where it will actually show a complete circle. Here's another example. Graph on the calculator, no, just graph x plus 4 quantity squared plus y minus 3 quantity squared equals 16. So we know the radius is 4.
My calculator connects it. No.
So the radius equals 4. The center is at negative 4, 3. So when you see the plus sign, you know you want to go with the negative. So we just go to negative 4, 3. I like to put a dot for my center. And then we just go 4 units, above, below, right, and left. Then you draw your circle, and that's what it would look like. What? Oh, okay. They do go over midpoint and distance formula. So I want to show you, because sometimes it's going to say, you know, like, draw the equation of a circle that has this center and goes through this point. So you'd have to find your radius. Yes, Spencer?
So in the book it talks about the conic section. Are we going to talk about that right now? Or
No. Wait. A
So right-
conic section is a plane figure formed by the intersection of a double right cone and a plane parallel to its base. Oh, why are they going over that?
I don't know.
It's a real. Oh, they're just going over what is a circle. Why would they do that? However, each top and bottom semicircle that forms a circle is a function, so proof graph by. Huh. I'm just wondering why they went over conic section.
This is-
Oh, check this out. If you cut the double cone at a slant, you get what's called a,
Look at-
yes, an ellipse.
Oh, yeah.
So
That's right.
when you talk about conic sections, you've got like ellipses, hyperbolas, yeah, so like if you cut it straight down, so this is why they're introducing conic sections. It's pretty cool because if you were to just go at the top, not through the center, but just go straight down, then you have your hyperbola. You'll have like a this and that. And if you go, you'll have, what are these things called that just go like that? Parabola. So you get parabola if you kind of go at an angle and miss the top cone altogether. So you'll get a parabola. So with conic sections, you can get the circle, the ellipse, you get the, now I forgot already. Hyperbola,
Parabola.
the parabola.
Yep.
Triangle?
Yeah.
Can we get a triangle?
No,
I didn't get a parabola. We can get a
Um,
triangle.
a,
not up
Yeah.
a parabola is, so if you think about that double cone,
Yes, we
if
can
you
get a
go
triangle.
at a, like a slant this way and you miss the top cone and you only get the bottom, you'll get like a parabola shape right there. So, thank you for bringing that
Yeah,
up.
and then the other thing is a cone like a vector or has direction and it has magnitude too? Like you get bigger and bigger. Okay.
Okay, so the distance formula, real quick, is x sub 2 minus x sub 1 quantity squared plus y sub 2 minus y sub 1. And the midpoint formula, you take your, if you have 2 points, take the two x's, add them together, divide by 2. So the average of your points is the midpoint. So the reason why we're going to use these is if you're asked this type of question, it says write the equation of a circle with the center at 3, -2 and passes through. So 1 point on the circle is -4, 2. So we have to find the radius, and the way you do that is just find the distance between the center and a point on the circle. So the radius is the square root of, so we find the distance between 3 and -4, which is 7, and square it. So you have 49 plus, and find the distance between -2 and 2, which is 4, square it, and you get 16. So the radius is the square root of 65. Now when you write the equation, you use the center, so it's x minus 3 quantity squared plus y plus 2 quantity squared equals, and then you square the radius. Since the radius length is a square root and you square it, you just get a 65 right here.
Is that our answer?
And that would be the equation of the circle that has center here and goes through that point.
Don't need to simplify or anything.
Now sometimes they're gonna say like, find the, they'll give you the endpoints of a diameter. Then you can find the center, you'll be able to find the
The
radius.
midpoint would be it.
It'd just be the midpoint, because in every diameter, the midpoint is the center. So if we say write the equation of a circle with diameter with endpoints at 7, 5 and 3, 3. So to find the center, we're just going to do the midpoint. So we do 7 plus 3 divided by 2, that's your x's, and 5 plus 3 divided by 2, which is 5, 4. So the center is at 5, 4. And, oh, actually, we already know you can use one of the points. Let's use 3, 3, and do the distance formula to find the radius. So the radius equals, so we're going to use 5, 4 and 3, 3. So the distance between 5 and 3 is just 2, squared is 4, plus the distance between 4 and 3 is 1, squared is 1. So the radius is the square root of 5. So to write the equation, we use the center, which is 5, 4. So x minus 5, quantity squared, plus y minus 4, quantity squared equals, then you take your radius and square it. Square root of 5 squared is just 5. And that's the end of the lesson.